We go ahead and hit the Cursed Ankh onto the Vamana. It's going to reduce his healing a decent amount. We're just tanking tower shots for our team. We're going to dash out with 34 health. He's still kind of chasing. We're going to mez him. King Arthur's still on him, so we should be able to just survive right here. If it's just one person attacking us and we get a mez off, we should be safe. We get the root onto the Vamana, but he's able to use his dash. Dashes into a Poseidon cripple, and Poseidon is able to clean him up. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Kumbhakarna as support. If you are new to the channel, I upload every single day. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If you are a returning viewer, Kumbhakarna is the CC king. He's got plenty of CC, so let's go ahead and jump into his kit. Kumbhakarna's one is throwback. Kumbhakarna is going to dash forward in a line attack. If he hits an enemy minion, he's going to throw them and deal increased damage to each minion that the enemy minion hits. Kumbhakarna's 2 is Groggy Strike. Kumbhakarna is going to charge up his hammer. Whenever it's done charging up, he's going to slam it down. It's going to deal damage to enemies, and it's also going to root them. Kumbhakarna's 3 is Mighty Yawn. Kumbhakarna is going to let out a large yawn that's going to mesmerize enemies within range. Mesmerize works slightly different than a stun. Mesmerize is going to put the enemy to sleep, and then they're going to be awakened early if they take any form of damage. If awakened early, the enemies are going to have their attack speed and movement speed slowed. Kumbhakarna may use this ability while he's asleep in his passive. Kumbhakarna's ultimate is Epic Uppercut. Kumbhakarna is going to dash forward and he's going to stop at the first enemy god he encounters and deliver a massive melee attack that's going to send them into the sky. Whenever they land, they are also going to take damage and knock back any enemies on the landing area. Kumbhakarna's passive. Kumbhakarna does not die when he reaches 0 health, instead he falls asleep. He will awaken after 8 seconds at 25% of his health and mana unless hit with 6 basic attacks, plus 1 for every 5 levels while sleeping. This passive has a 240 second cooldown. So in terms of the leveling order, at level 1 you're going to put a point into Kumbha's 2, then at level 2 put a point into Kumbha's 1, level 3 put a point into Kumbha's 3, then you're going to want to max out the 2, max out the ultimate whenever you can. I like to max out the 3 before maxing out the 1, then finally max out the 1. So we're going against a Hel and Cupid support. We're going to jump on this Hel. She's going to make it back to her tower before we can root her, but Oleron is able to clean her up and get the first blood. We're going to pop a shell onto the Oleron. We're going to get the root onto the Cupid, and then we're going to eat some shots so that way Oleron can make it out of there. So the reason we're putting a point into our 2 over our 1 is sometimes if we hit a minion, we can knock them outside of our allies' other abilities. Looks like Set's rotating in. Cupid's under tower, so I don't think he's going to be able to do too much right here. We're pretty weak, so we're going to go ahead and back. In terms of the build, we're going to start with Guardian's Blessing. We're going to buy tier 1 of boots. We're going to buy 4 health potions, and we're going to buy Hand of the Gods. Hand of the Gods, when used on the purple buff, is going to allow us to make it lane a little bit quicker. If the enemy team does not use Hand of the Gods and kind of mirror us with this, then we're going to be able to get a little bit of lane pressure and hopefully convert that into a pick and eventually convert that into a lead. This game, we are playing with everybody except for the Oleron. Oleron is a random. We have 4 people with comms, I believe. We're going to go ahead and make our way to our purple buff. The purple buff is going to increase our attack speed by a little bit, and it's also going to reduce enemy protections if they stand too close to us. We're going to go ahead and let Oleron get it since it increases the attack speed. Before they made the change where it increased the attack speed, most supports were picking up purple. But since it increases the attack speed, now most carries are picking up the purple buff.
I need the jungle buff. Whoops.
Kind of waiting in jungle, see how we want to play this. We're going to dash through with our 1. We're going to use our 2. We get stunned out of it, so we got to charge it up again. We use our 2 onto the Cupid, but he gets immuned by the Hel 2. So we have lane pressure. We're trying to let Oleron know that we're trying to hit some camps as well. Looks like they're just kind of letting us clean up the minions for free, so now we definitely should rotate and try to hit a camp. Looks like we got Oleron to follow us. Whenever you're in dueling, whenever you have wave advantage and they're kind of just sitting in tower, you want to rotate into the jungle and try to clear some camps. The camps are going to provide a little bit of gold and XP and should hopefully allow you to get a lead over the enemy team. Right now, we're trying to reach level 5 before our matchups. Kind of waiting to see if anyone's going to overstep. We miss our route onto the Cupid, but we're able to mez them. We just hit level 5. We're going to rotate mid since we just hit level 5, and it seems like Oleron can kind of handle that lane by himself. Ymir's kind of rotating on us. We have Set rotating in as well. Looks like Oleron's also going to rotate in. Ymir misses his line attack. Oleron uses his ultimate. We're going to come in, try to body block him a little bit. And Oleron is able to clean up the Ymir. Poseidon's getting ulted by the Raijin in mid. We're going to rotate in, see if we can help. Raijin is able to dash out. The Raijin played that very smart. He saved his dash for an escape. We have Hell rotating in. We're going to go ahead and ult the Hell. Cupid also rotated in. We're keeping the backline in the back. And unfortunately, Poseidon goes down. Looks like Set back before the rotation. We're going to go ahead and back, and we're going to pick up the cooldown boots. I think having an extra 10% on Kumba should really help with your CC. We're not necessarily going into a damage build, so we're not necessarily looking for any kind of lifesteal. We're really trying to reduce our cooldowns and then be able to use our CC abilities as often as possible. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to do too much, so we're just going to help Poseidon clear these minions. Red buff is going to be respawning soon, so we're going to rotate there with our Poseidon. We're going to hit one more wave before the red buff. Red buff just respawn. We're kind of holding our 2 to where we might be able to get in a position where we can hit minions and an enemy with it. Looks like we're trying to peek the enemy red buff. We're making sure that Poseidon can get here safely. We do have 2 wards in our inventory. It would be nice if we place those. Their Raijin uses his ultimate to help us out. He's unable to secure it. Poseidon uses his ultimate, is able to get a pick onto the Hell. Raijin used beads, I believe, and was able to dash out of that. Poseidon's 3 is a cripple, which makes it to where enemies cannot use their dashes. So I think in order for Raijin to get out of that, he had to use beads. Now we're going to rotate to our red buff. So whenever we rotated from left to mid, we just hit level 5. We were decently healthy. And we were trying to surprise somebody with our rotation instead of trying to like back and then run up mid lane. We had the map position to where we could just run up and try to surprise somebody. Right now, we're just holding the minion wave for the Oleron. Oleron is going to stop on our purple buff. I think it would be better for him if he rotated all the way over. You're going to get more XP and gold from the minion wave than you are for the camp. But we held wave for him, so he's able to get some of this XP, and now the minions are very far pushed up. So if Cupid wants to make it up here and try to get some of this XP, then he's going to have to put himself in a bad position. Looks like the fight is kind of under the tier 1 tower in mid, so we're just going to hang out here, get this camp. We don't want to rotate them still be in mid tower, so we're just going to hang out a second. Looks like they're kind of stepping up now, so we're going to rotate over. If we could surprise this Raijin, that'd be great, but he's able to dash away. Our Poseidon was sitting at camp, so even if we did get the CC on him, there would not have been too much follow-up. Oleron gets pushed by 2. Set is invading the enemy red buff. Not sure if he was able to get it.
Enemy missing right. Be careful.
Raijin's wearing it, so he was not able to get it.
More work for you to do.
Poseidon uses his ultimate, and it's a swing and a miss. He's getting pushed by a few people here. We're going to try to mez. We're not attacking the people that we mez because that's going to cancel them out of the mez. We're going to pop a shell onto this Poseidon. We're going to use our root, try to get this Raijin locked down. 4 people in mid. They were all targeting Poseidon. There was not too much that we're going to be able to do right there. We're just going to hang out under tower, try to clear some of these minions. We take a decent amount of poke, we're going to dash out. And we're going to go ahead and back. We also have enough money for Gauntlet of Thebes. Gauntlet of Thebes is going to provide us 300 health, and it's going to provide us 15 HP 5. So every 5 seconds, we're going to recover 15 health. It also has a passive that whenever we get a stack from a minion or 5 stacks from an enemy god, assists are what's going to stack this item. It's going to provide 1 magical and 1 physical protection. At 50 stacks, this item is going to evolve, and it's going to have an aura. Allies within 70 units are going to receive 10 magical protections and 10 physical protections.
Enemies in the right jungle.
So for the cheap price of 2,350, we get an item that's going to allow us to have 100 combined protections plus an additional 20 that we can share to our allies. And it is going to give us 15 HP 5 and 300 health. So a very price effective item. I try to always sing his praise. We're going to go ahead and ult this Raijin. Hopefully there's a little bit of follow up from our team. We're able to get the pick just from the damage ourselves. And we're going to dash out. We're looking very weak, so we're probably going to back right here. Next, we're thinking about what we want to build, and there is one item that we can build with Kumba that is very fun on Kumba. It might not be the best or most effective item to be buying, but we'll get to that in just a moment whenever we start building into it. Our team's closing in on this Cupid. Hopefully our Poseidon can clean him up.
Pussies.
Looks like he's getting pushed by 2, so now Poseidon needs help. We're going to rotate over, try to help him out as much as possible. We're going to keep Cupid away from Poseidon, but unfortunately Ymir was enough to get our Poseidon. We're going to rotate right, see if we can lock down this Vamana. Maybe help our King Arthur. If Vamana has his ultimate, he's going to be able to get away. Oh, we get body blocked on minions, so we miss our route. That's a little unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and rotate out. Oleron is all the way in solo lane. This man is not afraid to rotate, and I think that's costing him. He's only a level 8 compared to the enemy Cupid, who's a level 11. So I think our carry is actually over-rotating. I think he needs to stay in his lane and kind of clean up the farm. That's a sarcastic thanks from our Poseidon. He's saying, why are you over here attacking my minions when you have left lane?
Enemy missing right. Enemy missing middle.
A lot of sarcastic thanks coming out from Poseidon. We're going to kind of rotate left. Ymir's over here. So is Cupid. We're just going to root the Cupid. That is the ultimate. We're going to pop our shell. We'll use our ultimate to get some CC immunity and dash out of the cripple. We're going to try to lock down this Ymir. We're able to root him. Set rotates in. Hell is also here. Oleron's able to get the pick onto the Ymir. We're going to fall back and try to make sure that Oleron is safe. Looks like he is. He's just dealing with some minions. We're going to dash through. We get the root onto the Cupid. We're going to dash out. We're looking very weak, so now we're on the run. We're telling them to retreat, trying to let people know that we can't really fight right here. We're going to go ahead and back, and we are going to be going into the Staff of Myrddin. So the Staff of Myrddin is going to provide us 110 magical power. It's going to provide us 10 magical penetration and 10% cooldown. It's passive. When your ultimate ability has finished casting, your next non-ultimate ability will be cast with no cooldown. It'll have 75 or 70% of its normal damage and healing. This can only occur once every 45 seconds. So in theory, this is going to open up some play for us. We could use our ultimate, and then we could double root somebody. That is going to be a ridiculous amount of CC, and if we can do that uninterrupted, we're probably going to get a pick if we have any kind of follow-up. It also makes it to where if we are on the run, we can use our ultimate to dash, and then we can use our 1 to dash away 2 more times. So we could really create some separation if we're needing to run. We're going to go ahead and Mez. Set's able to rotate in. Raijin is here. That is a very rough fight for us. We're going to try to get the root, try to get some minion damage as well. I think they're going to get this tower right here. I don't think we can really contest it. I think this is a game where I've seen both carries over-rotate. I think the Cupid's probably doing it a little bit better than the Oleron because he's a higher level. We spam retreat left lane so Oleron knows that the enemies are coming in a group of 3. We're going to try to save some minions. We did use an ability that cleared some of the minions, but Poseidon should be able to get here and clean up a lot of these. We're going to go ahead and back, and then we're going to start going into our staff.
Oh, look. More work for you to do.
The staff on Kumba is fun, and it opens up new combos for Kumba, but it's probably not the most effective thing to be building on him. Just throwing that out there. I thoroughly enjoy it, but if you were to go into something like a Sovereignty or a Heartward and kind of keep trying to counter, they also have an enemy health, so anti-heal would be something we want to get picked up at some point. We pop we mez them. Set's able to get the pick onto the hell. Cupid dashed like last second there to get out of the cripple from the Poseidon 3. He is in a bad position and our team is pinching him, so we should be able to clean up this Cupid. It's a Cupid ult, we're able to get our root off. We try to get a mez off. Raijin's here, he's going to dash away. We're going to try to follow him up. We ult the Ymir, we get the root, he uses his beads, so he's able to survive that. If he did not use his beads, our team most likely would have been able to follow up with some damage. We're just trying to keep Raijin away from our squishy characters. We're trying to be really annoying to him. Once we can't anymore, we're going to dash back. Fall back to the comfort of our teammates. We get Ymir with a basic attack. We're going to use our root onto the Raijin. He's able to dash away. We're going to get our mez off, and we are going to dash out of this. We do not want any more part of it, so we're going to go ahead and fall back and then start retreating. We have our staff. After going into Shell, we're going to be going into a Cursed Ankh because of the enemy Hell and the Vimana on the enemy team. Right now, I feel like we're playing support pretty well. We are rotating around. We are trying to help people as much as possible. We help set up for a few kills. We help save a few people a few times. We're going to go ahead and kind of clean up this minion wave in mid. Looks like some people are rotating right. Poseidon just backed and now he's coming up through mid. The enemy team just got the Pyromancer. There's 4 people in mid and right jungle, so we're going to start rotating towards the solo lane, see if we can help out any. Up, the whole team's over here. Oleron should be able to get that tower in left for free. Right here, we're just trying to make sure that we can get people out and that none of our teammates go down right here. We get a root onto the Cupid. We're going to go ahead and mez 2 people. Let our team kind of get in position. Cupid is probably the best target for us. Looks like he dashed out, so now we're going to change our focus to the Hell. We go ahead and ult the enemy Hell. We get stunned, so unfortunately we can't follow up with any kind of combo. We're going to use our 2. And now we're able to use it immediately again. But unfortunately we have no targets for us to hit. The roots are not like a stun, so whenever we root somebody, if they have a dash, they're going to be able to dash away. It just restricts their movement speed while they are rooted, so they can't walk around. We're going to go ahead and back, and then we are going to be picking up some additional protections, and we're going to be doing this through going into Spirit Robe. Spirit Robe is going to provide us 40 physical protections, 40 magical protections, 10% cooldown, and 20% crowd control reduction. It has a passive that you gain an additional 15% damage mitigation for 3 seconds whenever you are hit with a hard crowd control effect. This can occur once every 15 seconds. So what is a hard crowd control effect, and who has them on the enemy team? I believe the ultimate from Cupid, his stun, is a hard crowd control effect. The Ymir freeze is absolutely a hard crowd control effect. And that might be it on the enemy team. Raijin's dash might count. We go ahead and hit the Cursed Ankh onto the Vimana. It's going to reduce his healing a decent amount. We're just tanking tower shots for our team. We're going to dash out with 34 health. He's still kind of chasing. We're going to mez him. King Arthur's still on him, so we should be able to just survive right here. If it's just one person attacking us and we get a mez off, we should be safe. We get the root onto the Vimana, but he's able to use his dash. Dashes into a Poseidon cripple, and Poseidon is able to clean him up. Hell is over here. We're pretty weak. We're going to get a mez off. Raijin is also over here. The enemy Raijin is really good. He's used his relics really well, and he's also got a decent amount of spacing. We're trying to pay extra attention to where he is in these team fights. We're going to go ahead and back, recover a little bit of health and mana.
An enemy has been slain.
The enemy team was able to hit the Gold Fury, or one of the Gold Furies, so they spawn enhanced minion waves in each lane. We're going to kind of group up the minions, use our 2, and Poseidon's able to clean them up. 2 or 3 people over and right, so we're going to rotate over. Our King Arthur does not have any mana. The enemy team is most likely going to be able to clean up this tower.
Your right tower has been destroyed.
There's not too much that we're going to be able to do against that Raijin and Hell, so we're just going to clean up the minion wave. We're going to help King Arthur secure his blue buff. Now we're going to rotate back mid. One saying about support that I think is kind of true is the jungler is a rotating person that is going to try to set up plays. The support is like a rotating band-aid. Wherever we think we can be most impactful, help our team the most, that's where we're going to want to rotate to.
I'm going for jungle buff.
Poseidon is rotating left, so we're not too worried about holding this wave for him anymore. We are just going to kind of keep using basics, make it to where Raijin has to step up to us, and if he wants to clear the wave. Set dashes in aggressively, and 2 people come out through jungle. We get our stun off, but unfortunately Raijin was able to clean up the set. We're going to get our mez, and we're going to start falling back. Trying to peel around a little bit. We know that our team's rotating in, so we're going to try to get a little bit of CC off. Oh, we could have ulted that Cupid. We probably should have ulted that Cupid. I don't know why we didn't. We're going to fall back.
Seek opportunities to turn the battle.
Cupid is here with a decent amount of health. The Poseidon's able to clean it up. We're going to ult somebody. We're going to mez. We're going to dash away. And right there we should have mezzed instead of trying to use our 2. Then we would have had a chance of getting out. But we hung out. We kept our Poseidon alive, and it looks like Poseidon was able to get out. So we traded our life for the Poseidon, which is totally worth it as a support. even if we do win these team fights, they have a hell on their team, and they're going to be able to regenerate a lot of health outside of combat. I haven't really taken a look at who is building anti-heal on our team, but that is most likely a must.
Going for jungle buff. Ultimate is ready. Gank! Ultimate is down.
Looks like Vamana was able to get away from our King Arthur and Set. He's the only person that we currently have vision on.
Enemies incoming right.
Poseidon's invading the enemy red buff. Raijin's in mid. Ymir is in right. We're going to set up a ward, and we're going to start rotating towards right. 3 people over there. Raijin's also rotating. We're going to use our 2 on the Raijin, but he's able to dash away. Right now, our team's really split. If the 3 people that are pushing our Set and King Arthur turn on us, we might be in some trouble. We're trying to save this Poseidon. Unfortunately, he goes down to the hell.
For you to do.
We don't want to ult anyone out of the Oleron ultimate, so we use our ult and then we dash. Ymir sets up a wall, and he gets the damage onto us. We are able to mez the Raijin, but we are going to go down right here.
You waver. Ultimate is ready. The ultimate price.
So that was not the best team fight from us. We had 3 people on the enemy team pressing our 2 people near our tier 1 tower. Then whenever they saw we were attacking Raijin, they just turned. They left the King Arthur and Set alone, and then they turned on us, making it a 2v1 into a 4v2. Raijin used his relics really well, was able to avoid a lot of that Poseidon damage, and then turn onto the Poseidon. So things are not looking good. I feel like they're winning a lot of these team fights. We're going to try to rotate in, try to focus this Cupid. Cupid uses his Aegis and is able to avoid the damage from the Poseidon ultimate. We're going to go ahead and ult the Vamana, try to get him off our Phoenix. We root him. He uses his ultimate. We get our second root off. We're going to try to mez. We try to dash out, but we get caught on somebody and we go down. We just aren't winning this team fight, which is super unfortunate. Just King Arthur left. I think they're probably going to be able to close this game out right here. So even though we are about to lose, I feel like we had a really good game as support. We rotated around pretty well. We saved our teammates. We did a lot of support things. Unfortunately, sometimes as a support, if you do support things, that's not enough to win you the game. Well, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.